30,000, man. I'm glad I caught it. I didn't think 30 miles in my 2016 Camaro SS, man. It's been great. It's been great.
Now tuned into the greatest. Turn the music up in the headphones.
What is up, YouTube? MarKicks coming at you with another video. It's kind of been a while since I've just sat down and kind of talked about the Camaro, but this is an appropriate time. We've reached the 30,000 miles. I bought this car in, well, if you kind of don't know the story, my dad I always wanted a Camaro after, you know, Bumblebee Transformers. So I was like, I want a Camaro. I want a 5th gen SS. I was set on it, all that. I don't know if I was gonna do yellow, but I really was set on the 5th gen SS. And my dad made me a deal, pretty much, saying that if I went Division I in sports and if I got a full ride scholarship to college, that he would buy me a brand new SS Camaro. And it's a pretty good deal, you know. Saves, I don't know, college is over $100,000 and the car is only 40, so 40 something. So with that being said, 2015, my senior year of high school, I got a couple offers and I got a full ride to play golf at Alabama A&M. Once I got off the phone with the coach, obviously, I called my dad and I'm like, hey, let's go shop for Camaros, buddy. And this dude goes, we're gonna have to revisit the deal, and da 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 da. So I get a 2006 V6 Mustang, and I kind of went that year, started a business. Well, I was doing my business, but I started a different part of the same business that I was already doing, and I then left school. I had to work and had to do this, so I was like, okay, I'm making some money. It's time for the Mustang to go. That's when I started my car channel and kind of talked about the last months of having the Mustang, sold it, and then got my 2016 Camaro SS in June of 2016. So right when the 6th gens came out. So I'm glad I waited, because obviously the 6th gen is just a mile better than the 5th gen. So I'm glad I waited, and yes, I have finally reached 30,000 miles after 3+ years of owning the car. And it's crazy because I would have reached it like my first year having the car, I probably put 14,000 miles on it. But it took longer, obviously. Then I got a car for the winter. I went that whole winter trying to drive this, and yes, it was terrible. We just didn't have a lot of snow that year, luckily. So second year, last year I bought the Range Rover Velar, as you guys saw. But that is gone now too, so I'm just in this for now. We'll go SUV shopping or just any winter car shopping soon. Yeah, so it took a while to get to 30,000 miles, but nothing like my other updates, 10,000, 1,000, 20,000, I don't know. My other updates, nothing has changed with this. This thing is just beautiful. Like, I have no complaints. Everybody that knows me knows this is my baby, knows that I take very good care of the car, whether that's in washing, getting it paint corrected once the springtime comes, like not paint corrected but wax, whatever, make it look nice. We've been modifying slowly but surely. We've been modifying. Matter of fact, my next mod will be something very Jurassic, and a lot of people won't like it, but I had a company hit me up and had an idea, so we are going to do it. A lot of people may not like it, but it's something that must be done. It must be done for the life of the car and the look of the car that I want to make me not go crazy and spend a ton of money. Nothing has changed with this car. The biggest change that I can honestly say happened was the E85, and I think it's a necessary, I've been hearing a lot of people say this is like the most necessary mod that you can do. I'm not gonna say everybody needs to do it, because the one thing that happens is it does change a little bit of how the car drives and reacts and just performs. And depending on your tune, depending on everything, a lot can change with the car. Like my stock 2016, this thing was beautiful. Like I love the way it drove. I love how the car reacted to every situation. Other than the throttle response being really slow until I got the throttle controller, I loved it, and I would have kept it stock if I wasn't super into drag racing and roll racing and stuff. So I would have kept it completely stock, because this thing was beautiful, and I beat a lot of cars even just stock. This thing was an animal. It's an animal for the price, for everything. The 6th gen is just a proper vehicle. But if you do, then the first mod, one of the first, it obviously shouldn't be the very first, but one of the first should be the E85 and tune. That thing, it ran me about, I don't know, 1,200 bucks, but 50 horsepower gain. It just made the car so much faster, but it does kill your gas mileage, as you saw earlier, 11 miles per gallon in the last 50. That's just strictly driving hard on the street though, so I usually get around 13. And I just did a 200-mile trip with just E85, and I got 20 miles per gallon just driving on the highway. So literally, it's still, your car's still functionable. It's not like, oh, now I'm getting 6 miles per gallon. Like, you'll never reach the Hellcat E85 range, or you'll never reach the, I have a Lamborghini and I have to get gas every 100 miles. So it's not that bad, but it does impact it, because before then I was getting, as you saw, the best was 34 miles per gallon. Like trips, I was getting 34. So it still took a lot of my range off the car and a lot of the economy off the car, but it's fine, because the gains were good enough. So I'm not gonna go over everything that I've done to the car. That's what my past videos are for. So if you want to see literally everything, you can go through and watch some of the videos that interest you. I've done quite a bit, but still not anything crazy. Haven't spent that much, but interior pretty much still kind of looks the same. I got the 1LE steering wheel with the Alcantara steering wheel. I put on these carbon bits myself, as around here this is the throttle controller, and I now have a 2-way dash camera, which I really love if you race it, or if you just want to be kind of protected in case any BS happens. But the interior has held up amazingly. I still love the infotainment in this. Sounds weird, but I like this system more than my Range Rover Velar system. It hasn't really failed me at all, and I'm just really a fan of kind of how Chevy does their infotainment. And now that the Chevy has kind of updated to it, the new Camaros even have an even better one, but this one is still really good. Anything else interior wise? No, that is it. Interior still great. Now as far as exterior, I'm running the NT555 G2s on the front, 245, and then I'm running the NT555R extreme drag, you know, tire drag radial 305s on the back, 305 35 20s, and then 20-inch wheels. I love the setup. I love how it looks. It doesn't look too crazy because there's still the NT55, so it's still got that same kind of DNA to it. But I really like it. I think it looks great. And the tires perform amazingly, and no complaints there. I've just recently switched over to the carbon ceramic brakes, brake pads. So not a lot of brake dust. This usually my wheel would have been gray. So if I did that, like my finger would have been just completely black. But that has eliminated pretty much 95% of the brake dust. So I love that. I'm still struggling with the throttle, with the launch control, but I think I just need to do more testing about that. I don't know what it is right now, but yeah. Front end 50th anniversary grill, just in the blue accents, but everything else on the front end is pretty much the same. Still got my matte black hood. I love that look. I can't get rid of it. I probably have to rewrap it black. I did this 2.5 years ago. I'll probably rewrap it back just to get something fresh on there, and I'll also probably replace the windshield and get a new windshield, just because it's been nicked. I've got cracks, not cracks, but I've got chips that I've repaired, and over the time, like, yeah, it's been through it. One thing I do recommend, if you are gonna have a Camaro, you should probably get the front end paint protected. I wish I would have did that. Right now I have this spot that I have touch-up paint, so I probably need to go over there and right here. So just spots that rocks hit. Yeah, paint protection would have been good, but when I bought this car, I was broke and spent every dollar that I had on that. So everything else still the same. Entrepreneur. Still got my MarKicks Tony Stark edition plate, you know. I wanted to change the emblems, but I actually just wanted to get rid of the red, and Fast Tech, whatever you call it, had a nice little just patch where you just put the black sticker over it. So that looks really good. And then change to the darkened taillights that GM actually sells. It was not fun having those installed by the dealer, but had to do it. It took a while, but had to do it. And then my Flowmaster Axleback exhaust, American Thunder, I think they call it. I don't know, I forgot. But it sounds really nice, as you saw the clip before. It sounds nice. I like it. There's no real drone. Yeah, I can't really complain. It still keeps the MPP valve, so I like the functionality of it, and I don't think I'll switch. But yeah, 30,000 miles. I really wanted to do an update. I haven't talked about the Camaro in a very long time, but it is still a great car. I love this thing. I will never get rid of it, but I do have some drastic changes coming to it, and I don't know how people are gonna take it, but hey, companies hit me up, man. I'll do it. I'm not too picky about stuff, but if it matches my vision that I have for this, it'll be good. And I got a lot of things coming on the way, so stay tuned, subscribe, and like the video. That's all I ask, just like the video. But yes, 30,000 miles.